Good morning, friends. We're starting out this video with a hard-hitting question. This is something I went to sleep thinking about, this is something I woke up this morning thinking about, and this is something I want to know what you think about. Let me preface this by saying there is no right answer, but the question is, would you rather be an expert in just one thing, know everything about it, or know a little bit about everything and know a wide variety of topics, just not as in-depth? And like I said, there is no right answer. This is actually something that was asked to me for one of my internship interviews, which I didn't end up getting that internship, which I always like to talk about and I like to say because, I don't know, when you look at my resume and you look at just, oh, she's worked at, this big company and this big company for internships, it just looks like she has her life together. Good for her. For every internship I got, there were approximately 30 I didn't get. Okay, and it was not fun, it was sad, and I always like to mention that because, I don't know, you look at the finished product and it looks so easy, but trust me, getting internships was not a good time, and this particular internship didn't get, but that was the question they asked us. And I honestly don't even know with confidence what I said at the time, but right now, my answer instinctively is, and this is how it's always been for me, so I'm guessing I said this at the time, I would rather know a little bit about everything. It's how I've always been. I've never been just super hyper-focused on one thing. I mean, there are some careers where that's exactly what you do and it's what you have to do. If you look at the medical industry, I mean, that is it. I'm sure a lot of those doctors are really just focused on their craft, especially when you look at the specialties. You have family doctors who know a little bit, and I say a little bit loosely, they obviously know a lot, but a little bit about a variety of topics. You can come in with strep throat, you can come in with the stomach virus, you could come in with fifth disease, but then you have people who are cardiologists, you have nutritionists, you have rheumatologists. I mean, you have people who truly master one thing, they stick to that, they love that, they know everything about that. By nature though, and I could be wrong, but I think journalists aren't masters in any one thing, and that's what makes us journalists. We know a little bit about a lot. One day I'm covering politics like today, another day I could be covering something science related or education. I mean, it really runs the gambit. So that was one of my fears about becoming a journalist. I was like, will I get sick of just having such a surface level understanding of so many topics? And it's not even surface level. I do consider myself to be very knowledgeable of all these topics, but the idea of just sticking to one and knowing it and being an expert is just so alluring. And the reason I was thinking about this is because I was watching the new documentary, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, and if you haven't, you have to watch it, Tiger. It's about Tiger Woods. It's a two-part docuseries on HBO. And if you're thinking, I don't watch golf, I don't like golf, I'm not gonna like this, think again, because I thought the same thing. I mean, I'm not a golfer. I barely know anything about Tiger Woods other than that he cheated on his wife. That was just really his claim to fame in my book. But last night I watched part one and it is so interesting. I mean, the guy was basically born to be a golfer. His dad had it just set up from before he was 1 year old. He was hitting balls, and his entire life revolved around golf to the point where he became an expert. This is the thing, it's so cool watching that happen. Oh my gosh, this guy eats, breathes, and sleeps golf, and this is what can happen if you put that much time and hard work into it, because it certainly wasn't just luck. I mean, the amount of hard work you put into it is insane, but I just feel like that'll never be me. And even in my life, I've never just had one thing. I've always had multiple, and it helps me to have multiple. I grew up playing sports, and right after it was soccer season, then I got to do basketball. Right after it was basketball season, I got to do softball, and then in between I was always taking tennis lessons. So I had that variety. I feel like that's how a lot of us are, and a lot of us are not meant to be golf prodigies or softball prodigies, basketball, whatever it might be. I feel like I've just always loved variety, and I've always just been so curious, and it's impossible for me to just be curious about one thing. I'm always just but what about that? I don't know, I have such a wide variety of interests, I feel like. So anyway, comment down below, let me know your answer to that question. Which would you rather? Keep in mind, there is no right answer. I feel like a game show host. This right here is the almighty rundown, which lets me know exactly where I am in the show. And every morning, the first thing I do before I even shower or put on my makeup is find my name to find out when my first hit is, which you can see is at 5:05, so I know exactly when I need to be ready by. And as you can see, it is 4:17 in the morning. Let's go.
With a new presidency comes new promises, and one of those promises is to forgive a portion of student loans. Local 12's Clancy Burke is live to explain what that could mean for millions of Americans and why some are against it. Clancy, good morning.
Hey Sheila, good morning to you. Either you have student loans or you know someone who does. President-elect Joe Biden's debt forgiveness plan would impact millions of Americans. This right here is video goals, and as someone who does not drink coffee, I wish I did, simply just to be able to film it each and every morning, because this, man, just listen to that sound. And luckily, it is all thanks to Zach over here, who is texting away, so concentrated. Can we get a little eyebrow raise or something? Give us something.
What's up, tubes?
What'd you call them?
Tubes.
Now it is time for the worst part of the morning, the inevitable part of the morning. As a reporter, waiting for people to get back to you. I sent out maybe, I don't know, 12 emails asking people if they are available for an interview, and that was an hour ago and no one has gotten back to me. And also, the whole thing, it's like such a game. Like, I don't want 12 interviews, but I know that a lot of these people are not gonna say yes, so it's like a gamble. If I just email 1 or 2 people and then neither of them answer, I'm screwed. But then if all 12 of them get back to me, it's also an interesting situation I'm in, because 12 interviews is too many, but usually it ends up working out where only 1 or 2 people end up getting back to me, and great, cool, 2 interviews, let's do it. I have had before where 3 or 4 people get back to me and I somehow make it work. Or if they get back too late, like it's ridiculously late, I don't feel bad saying, hey, it's too late for this, but thank you. In a kind way, in a kind way. I just made that sound not kind. But the only thing that can calm me down during this time of waiting is chocolate oatmeal. And it has recently come to my attention that not all of you know the secret chocolate oatmeal recipe, which I guess makes sense. I mentioned it a few months ago, I showed you it, but then I started tweaking it more and more, adding different things, taking different things out. And since then, I really haven't shown you exactly what is in this chocolatey chocolate oatmeal. I'll just show you like the finished product. So guys, are you ready for a chocolate oatmeal tutorial? Ready or not, here we come. That was very weird, very creepy, but I'm just gonna embrace it. All right, so these are all of the ingredients. Yes, the local 12 mug is indeed an ingredient. It is necessary. And the first thing before you do anything is to turn on your water heater. You want your water to be hot. And the reason for that is because you are gonna want your oatmeal to sit for like at least 5 minutes, and you don't want it to be cold while it sits. So it's the perfect thing. The water is scorching hot, it's cooling down. By the time you eat it, when it's the perfect consistency, it's still warm. Not hot, warm. First step is I take my organic quick oats, because yes, I am lazy, we need quick, but really these things are great. I will pour in half of a dry cup. Why? Because that's what it says the serving size is, and I don't really question it. Next up, we've got the Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa Powder, and this is really where dreams are made. I can't speak highly enough about this stuff. It just, yeah, it transforms lives, it really does. And I will take a heaping tablespoon of this, so really it's probably like 2 tablespoons of the Hershey's Cocoa Powder. Next up, we've got the banana. I don't do a whole lot of banana, really, this is just my sweetener. I used to use honey, I used to use maple syrup, but I feel like this is just a lot more filling, and obviously it's a lot more healthy. It's a fruit. So I'll do little choppy chops like this, and then just put them in.
Really chop it up, clams.
Then I'll give it a little mixeroo. And this is the big part, guys. This is where a lot of people go wrong. We are taking our hot water, pouring it in, but it is all about the perfect amount. Here we are. Let's see if that's enough. You really gotta kind of just feel. It's all about experimenting with it, seeing if you need more, but the problem is, once you add too much, you add too much. You have to live with that decision, and it's one that is difficult to live with, so really just make sure you're not having too many regrets over here. I could add a little more. I can tell we're a little dry. All right, that should do it. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at it. Zach, are you appetized?
Yeah, it looks so scrumptious. I don't know how I'm not gonna
Dive
get
right
my
in.
hands all over it.
And now though, we have to let it sit, because as I said, you can't just dive right in. It's hot, the consistency isn't right. We let it sit for 5 minutes, because patience, my friends, is a virtue. And now, my friends, she is ready. And I have too much self-respect to show you guys the thumbnail photo shoot I just had, trying to get the perfect picture. It's always very weird looking. But this is the moment we've all been waiting for, the taste test. As good as ever. I could taste the chocolate, the banana. Do oats even have a flavor? Not really, but Are you jealous, Zach?
I'm so jealous. Can't even put into words my thoughts on my disappointment that you didn't also make me a cup.
Planning a wedding? Not so easy. Planning a wedding during a pandemic? I mean, that's impossible. It can't be done, or so you might think. I mean, as you can see, we've got the dresses and we've got a lot of proposals. We are in the middle of proposal season. Yes, business is booming here. And that was something I was kind of surprised to hear about. Right now I'm here with Ann Baran, who's the general manager. And Ann, interestingly enough, I met you last year, right before the pandemic hit. Yeah. I've been dying to ask, what the heck has the last year been like?
The last year has been craziness. We've just been trying to take it 1 week, 1 month at a time, and just really working with our brides to help them work out their new wedding plans and getting back to a sense of normal, or what is our new normal.
Henry, how happy are you to be surrounded by gowns this morning?
Oh, this is so fabulous.
Which one, Henry, do you think you're gonna try on?
How about none?
So, Ann, tell us what the heck this past year has been like. Like, when the pandemic hit, what happened?
It was craziness. You know, we had to shut down for 2 months based on those local regulations. And when we reopened, it was kind of like nothing ever happened in a sense.
And now it is proposal season. Ann says there are a lot of brides coming in. I want you to show us, like, what is a really popular type? I mean, I know you were saying here it's interesting in, like, the northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area. We're basic. We're all pretty much the same, which I can relate to. I'm not going for anything too crazy. So show us kind of like what is a really popular.
So one of the most popular right now, more of like a boho romantic A-line kind of feel.
Ooh, that's
brides
really
are
interesting.
loving this gown. But then we have some brides that want everything but the kitchen sink. Dresses with that too.
Oh my gosh, I actually love this one. Oh my gosh.
We actually named Taylor. We had a bride name her, and since then we've had 2 people try it on telling us that it looked like Taylor Swift.
I would say that's more my type than the boho.
Really?
I kind of like, I don't know which way I'm gonna go, but I almost see myself being extra.
It's
I don't
the
know.
only day of your life that
I
you
know.
can be extra, and
like,
it's like you get a free pass.
I feel like I envy people who are like, oh, I just want to be simple on my wedding day, like just a simple gown. Like, that's so cool of you, but I don't know, guys. I'm a little extra.
And we have some with a good mix of simple and glam.
Ooh, that's
So I mean, there's a lot of options that kind of keep it more simple, but still give you a little oomph.
Man, yeah, so I guess this one's like more of like, see, I don't like the simple that, but I don't know.
Train on this one is to die for.
Oh, shoot, man.
So it's like business in the front, party in the back.
I like that.
Look at that lace.
The only thing though is what would you do like dancing around during the night?
Bustle it.
Oh,
You
see,
have
I know
little
nothing.
hooks that you hook it up, and it looks just as pretty up as it does down, so you don't have to fuss with all that back there.
And plus, everything always looks different on the hanger.
Oh, for sure. I have brides half the time look at me like I'm crazy when I bring them dresses, and I'm like, just trust me. And they put it on, they're like, oh, you do know what you're doing.
What's your biggest tip for picking out a wedding dress?
Don't bring everyone with you, because we have a lot of people who bring just too many people, and it's just too many opinions, and they lose sight of what they really want, or they feel guilty for saying, okay, thank you for your opinion, but I like this one better. So it's really hard for them to kind of go with that.
These ones are beautiful. I love like the glitter and sparkle. I don't know. I kind of have like a 2nd grade princess taste.
Well, they came out with a glitter tool, and it's been like one of the greatest things. How you have all the glitter
Oh, I love that.
in there, but it's not like in your face like Taylor was.
Yeah, I know, right?
She has a lot of glitter. She's a beauty, but this still has everything, but it's a little bit more understated.
Even during a pandemic, there are some things that just never change about the wedding planning process. For example, you get measured for a dress, you pick out that dress, and then you party. But now, because of the pandemic, there is a lot more that goes in between. Well, guys, you didn't think I was gonna come here and not try on a dress. This thing is awesome. I want to be very simple, very, you know, just, oh, she's so elegant. No, like, this is who I am. I feel like, is this a ball gown?
This is a ball gown.
Okay, I know. Anna's figured out I know nothing. Look at this. I suck. But yeah, I feel like I am a ball gown kind of gal. It's just who I am. It's who I'm meant to be.
I'm gonna give you the train fluff.
Oh, they do this on Say Yes to the Dress.
They do.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Wait, do you know how much this one is, Anne?
Like 1,800.
Oh my gosh, that's not bad.
Not too terrible.
I mean, 1,800, obviously, it's a lot of money, but like, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, I don't want to take it off. Can I just keep it on forever?
Sure.
And I asked Clancy earlier, if she was looking at the dresses. Clancy, are you looking at the dresses? What are you wearing?
Well, Sheila, you didn't think I was going to come to Fabulous Bridal and not try on a dress.
That's gorgeous.
This is the most fun part about the whole process. And yes, it still is fun. I mean, you still can have fun with this despite the circumstances. And yes, people still are planning weddings.
All right, guys, now we have on what is called the tailor, which is very different. And I was saying I didn't know if I was gonna like it because it's like not white, but when it's on, it doesn't come to mind that it's not white. I can't explain it. Help me, Anne.
Moscato.
Ooh,
All the fancy
Moscato.
names. Yeah, I mean, it like I said, it doesn't look as dark once you get it on. A lot of people think that this is ivory and that ivory is white.
How much is this one?
This one, same price point, right around like 16 or 17, I think.
Oh,
Look at
okay.
how last, Nancy.
I know, right? I'm like, price! As if I'm about to like make a purchase. Wow, this is so I love how I'm saying this is so exciting as if like I'm reaching a milestone. Guys, I'm not engaged. This is, I don't even yeah, okay.
Just turn this off.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, guys, the time has come. The dress must come off. This is the saddest moment of my entire life, but this was fun playing dress up for the day. It really was. Wait, Anne, have you ever had people come in that were not like engaged?
We have had a few people shopping before they're engaged.
Oh.
It's kind of one of those things where they know it's coming and they want to get a head start. Usually they don't purchase until then they're engaged.
All right, time to take the beauty off. Saddest part of the day. Time to go back to normal, boring life. Guess you just spent way too much money on a brand new vlogging camera. This girl right here. And guess who has absolutely zero regrets? This girl right here, because I am so mad. I filmed so much at Fabulous Bridal and it was such good footage and like half of it gone. And that's the reason I bought a new vlog camera. I've been having some issues with this little guy where I will film, it says I'm filming, and then boom, it just doesn't save. And I checked, it's not my memory card, it's like a camera issue because I've tried multiple memory cards. So yeah, I just bought a new vlog camera in a state of fury and I've been researching. I'm really excited about it, this exact camera, which hopefully the next vlog I will be using and I'll tell you more about it. But for now, this was just such a fun morning and it is something that I needed. We have not done fun stories like this in so long, like so long. And this used to be like an everyday thing. But with the pandemic, it's like everything is just covering the pandemic. And obviously this story, I was still covering the pandemic. Like it was still pandemic related, but trying on wedding dresses and being in a bridal shop, are you kidding me? That is what I like to call fun. I missed that. And it was nice because I had actually interviewed and met Anne before, right before the pandemic hit, actually, like a couple months before. So it's really nice when I get to interview people I had already met, spoke to, talked to, and who I liked, because it's just more relaxed, feels like you're catching up with an old friend, and it was just, such a fun morning. But it's funny because Anne said most brides, when they try on their dress, they end up crying.
I would say about 80 to 90%. It's a very emotional decision.
And that is so not ever gonna be me because I've tried on multiple dresses for stories at this point in my life. Like I've done 2 other stories where I tried on wedding dresses. So it's like, it's just not emotional for me, but I feel like it wouldn't be emotional for me anyway. I just don't really find that much like attachment to a dress, or even like, I'm not that much of a wedding person. I think they're fun. I love talking about them. I think it's like a fun little thing, but it's not really my thing. And I don't even want a big wedding. What's the point in inviting all of these people you haven't spoken to in the past several months? And also the idea of walking down the aisle in front of a lot of people makes me want to vomit. And I know that sounds crazy. Like I talk on TV to thousands of people all the time, but I don't know. I don't like being like the center of attention, like where it's all about, oh, that like makes me cringe so much. So I'm not really a wedding person, but still, this was freaking fun. Also, what Zach and I talked about before is that, I don't know if you guys have heard of the YouTuber Graham Stephen. He's a finance channel, he's a millionaire, and he's known for being very, very frugal, and like he'll just like kind of rate people and judge people based on how much they spend, and he'll do these reaction videos to people's what I spend in a week's. And your girl did a what I spend in a week video last year that he recently reacted to, and so many of you guys messaged me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook telling me, oh my gosh, Graham Stephen reacted to you, and I immediately knew what they were talking about. Like I I'm not like, I don't watch his channel, but I know exactly what it is and I know what he does. And he is known for being so brutal to people and just mean and judgy. And I was like, oh shoot, I want no part in this. This is not good. But I actually passed his assessment.
I have nothing, I really honestly have nothing to critique here. I just hope she's saving and investing that large portion of her money. I bet she is, but it's perfect. It's really, I don't really see anything here that I would even mention.
He did make fun of my editing a little bit, which that doesn't bother me. And I actually like when people have editing critiques. Like, that's a constructive critique. He thought I did too many jump cuts, which is where you talk here and then you cut it to here and then you're over here. And that is basically just to eliminate pauses, eliminate ums. It's something you wouldn't really do in like a documentary or even on TV on Local 12. But for my YouTube videos, I like them to be fast paced. I like it jump cut. Like, it's like a big no-no for TV, but I don't care if you see me here and then I'm slightly over here, because I would rather just take out all of the ums, all of the pauses. I think that's what keeps videos moving very fast. I cannot stand, like, I don't understand this when YouTubers keep in them just like thinking and pausing for a significant amount of time. I mean, like, obviously a small pause, whatever, but when I'm just like, wow, that's like 15 seconds of nothing, like, keep it going. And that's what makes me click out of videos personally. So I personally, like, I take that critique and I'm gonna think about it, but I really do like the way my videos flow personally. Not to pat myself on the back. And then Zach actually had made an appearance in my what I spend in a week video. And when because I haven't obviously watched this video since I edited it. Like, when I was watching the reaction video, I didn't know what was in this video, and then Zach appeared on screen and I immediately was like, oh my gosh, if he says one bad thing about Zach, that is when I will just turn into like a bulldog. That is where I draw the line, because truly, and I think a lot of people feel this way, say whatever you want about me, it's whatever. If you say something about my friends or my family, like, it is game over. There's just no way, like, that's not happening, and I was about to say I will kill you, but I'm kidding. I will not kill you. But he gave Zach a glowing review too.
I like him, it's funny.
Speaking of Zach, he is actually swimming right now, and I have an hour left of work. I just have been working since the second I got home this morning because I really want to get stuff done, because guess freaking what? Your girl has off tomorrow. It's Friday, but I'm not going into work, and that's because I'm not doing anything. Like, I just really need to start using these vacation days, because as you guys know, my dilemma, I'm not accruing any more hours because I maxed it all out. So I just need to take a few days, and you know what? Tomorrow is perfect. So yes, I'm gonna go, but I will talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed and have a great day. Okay, bye.